Cheers, I do buckaroos, and how the heck are you? And happy Father's Day. Bear with me just for a second. I try to do something real fast just to make sure it's working. Oh, it's not. There we go. All right, let's see. Are we working now? There, we're working. All right. And it's on. Okay, just checking something. I've been having issues with some I somehow fixed it, but I'm not sure how I fixed it anyway. Happy Father's Day. How the heck are you? I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer for the purposes of this video. I had a nice day today, actually. My wife took me to a vineyard or winery we've been wanting to get out to for a while, of Iondale in Mountain View, Missouri, about an hour and a half from us here. Something on my glasses I should have cleaned before I got started here. Didn't notice it there until, anyway, out Mountain View, Missouri, about an hour and a half drive. Like I said, we've been wanting to get out there for a while, but I really got something on these glasses. I can't seem to get off. We've been wanting to get out there for quite some time. In fact, I've made reservations twice before trying to get out there, and something came up and we couldn't go. And with my time running short as I approach the date for my surgery once again, yeah, it was scheduled for Friday, and then they called Thursday, and I got bumped back to Wednesday, the 21st. Almighty, I don't know why I can't get, there's something stuck on those glasses. I can't seem to get it off. Anyway, screw it. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, it was nice to get out there. It was very nice. The customer service was impeccable. The products were great. We we split a caprese salad and a caprese pizza, and both were incredible. The balsamic glaze I use is insanely good. So anyway, decided to I bought this the other day. Decided to open it today for Father's Day. It's a Holladay soft red wheat bottled in bond Missouri straight bourbon whiskey. This is a 6-year-old whiskey. Of course, you know, bottled in bond must be a minimum of 4. So it's at 100 proof, as per bottled in bond again. So, and I poured my wife found. I wanted to share these glasses with you. My wife found these yesterday at a Catholic church / school garage sale. So you got 4 of these. Well, they're probably, I don't know what they're originally designed for. They'd be fine sherry or port glasses, but I thought they'd be fine for whiskey too. What I got in there is about 2 ounces. So it's a nice pour right there. The nose is very nice. It's a little sweet on the nose. Just a hint of just a hint of honey on the nose. A little raw honey on the nose. You might find some brown sugar, some molasses as well. Definitely some oak, vanilla, all the usual suspects. Oh, man. Ah, that's gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous. Wow. It's very soft red wheat, but the mouthfeel, is very soft. It's very soft on the palate. A big flavor. A little bit of oak and spice in the finish. Some cinnamon, some allspice, a little bit of ginger. You might even find some nutmeg in there. It's really up to you. Some cardamom possibly as well. Depends on your palate for spices. Damn fly. Mother. Bitch. Damn things. I can't get rid of them. They're never around until I hit the start button and then they come around. Ah, mercy. Where were you? Weren't here before I started that video, man. So yeah, we had this beautiful caprese salad up there, and then we decided to split a caprese a pizza. And they're not big pizzas by any means, but they're very filling. Everything there is homemade. Dough was made from scratch. Everything. The food was amazing. But we brought some pizza home actually, so we ate that a little over an hour ago. I guess we just finished the leftovers once we got home. Bought some wine. There's one my wife liked, a semi-sweet called Tiggle Pink. So we got her two bottles, and I picked myself up two bottles of the Norton and two bottles of their Chamberson. And I did open the Chamberson to have a little glass with my pizza leftovers. So, but I've also got some prime rib leftovers from Friday. My wife took me out for dinner Friday for Father's Day weekend, I guess. We happened to be out, so we decided to go out for dinner. We went to Missouri Mike's, and I've got some prime rib leftovers. So I'm going to finish that. But that Chamberson is tailor made to pair with that Chamberson, or that the prime rib is tailor made for that Chamberson, I should say. I got too many obstacles on my bar here, so I can't really swat them as freely as I'd like to because I put too much stuff around here setting up this video. So I'm afraid if I whack too hard, I'm going to send something flying. This is absolutely beautiful, man. It really is. Again, a little sweet initially. I get some honey. Yeah, a little bit of honey. Maybe a light brown sugar as well, because you just a slight hint of molasses there, not a lot, just a little bit, and quite a bit of spice in the finish. Yeah, really rounds out well. I bet it'll make a nice Manhattan or an old fashioned, whatever you so desire, man. I don't have any egg whites. I don't have any egg whites, or I do a pasteurized egg whites, or I do a Boston sour, but I might just do a regular whiskey sour, a simple whiskey sour. Because it's the weather for it. It's very nice out here today. Uh, but a nice weekend. I wish I could have got the surgery done Friday, but well, I guess it was kind of nice not to be laid up over Father's Day. I guess kind of gave us one last hurrah. We did a lot of things this weekend. Went up to Branson on Friday, hit a winery, hit a brewery, hit a cheese store, spent more money than we should have, but it was just like I said, it was kind of the last hurrah, my last weekend to really do something. So we just kind of went crazy. Went and had some Salvadoran food last night at a food court here in town, a food truck. Oh, it was outstanding. Then a friend invited me over for some libations, and I don't know what happened to me, but I drank way too much, a lot more than I typically do. I usually am able to pace myself, but I did not. And so I probably owe my friend said an apology. I drank way too much. I'm not sure what happened to me. So I'm usually pretty good about regulating myself, but I didn't do it yesterday. Then we don't go out much anymore. We don't really visit a lot of friends anymore. A lot of that, we kind of got in this habit when 2020 hit of not going anywhere, and I've kind of just kept that going since it subsided a little bit. Even though the threat is still there, people are kind of resuming their normal lives, whatever the hell that means. My wife ended up with a very bad case of COVID, but and so did my daughter and son-in-law and grandkids as well. They all got it at one point, but I remain unscathed. Even when I was quarantined with my wife when she had it here, yeah, I never got it, man. Although I was smart enough to get the vaccine, I had to do the vaccine. I did the vaccine. I did the Pfizer 2 shot, and I've had the one booster. I haven't had any subsequent boosters, but I did do the one booster. So somehow I remain unscathed. Oh, Todd, Jeff, I really like that glass. And Todd, happy Father. Hey, Todd, thanks, man. Right back at you. Well, Jeff, happy Father's Day to you too. I know both of you guys are fathers. Yeah, it was. So here's the thing. This is the main reason I was doing the video, Jeff, because you know what a beer glass geek or what a glass geek I am. So yeah, it would. She showed me these glasses this morning. I've got to do a whiskey video with these. But I think they're also the right size about anyway. Yeah, it'd be perfect for port or sherry as well. But yeah, I did measure it a little bit, and the 2 ounces comes up just a hair above the clover leaf there. So I did a 2 ounce pour. So once I got that measurement, now I don't need the shot glass anymore. But I wanted to have a fairly accurate measure anyway. Gosh, the mouthfeel, the viscosity of this thing is absolutely wonderful. Like I said, it's very soft on the palate, just velvety smooth. It is just a joy, man. It's a delight to drink. And I mentioned maybe making some cocktails with it, but the truth is, it probably ought to be drank neat because it really is good. But I'm always curious how it would react to cocktails, right? Even though I would typically do a Manhattan or an old fashioned, my mind is going to whiskey sour. One, because I have fresh lemons, so I can make my own sour mix. And I tend to make a pure whiskey sour, right? I mean, some people add different things. Some even want to put some will put soda water in them. I tend to do mine rather pure, just my homemade simple syrup with fresh lemon and the whiskey. So in this case, I'll probably do about 2 ounces of the whiskey to 1 ounce of the lemon simple syrup. But I'm still kicking it around. Who knows? Who knows? But who knows? But who knows? Anyway, oh gosh, this stuff is delicious. Boy, I tell you what, that pizza was so good. That crust is one of the best I've ever had. It is rather amazing. Yeah, it was really good. And they did so it was just a caprese, so I had tomatoes obviously, but not heavy. Um, Fresh mozzarella pearls, not heavily cheesed. I mean, you know me, I love a lot of cheese, but it was still good. Uh, uh, Mozzarella pearls, fresh basil, pesto. They make their own pesto in there. Pesto, and then this balsamic glaze was just insane. Just a little bit of sweet and tart on that balsamic glaze. So yeah, that little bit of sweet just really brought out all those other flavors in that pizza. It was so good. It even reheated amazingly well, to be honest with you. Although I did reheat it in the oven. I didn't put it in the microwave. I reheated it gently at the oven at about 300. Put it in for 5 minutes because I just wanted to reheat it a little bit. And then, like I said earlier, for dinner, we have some leftovers from Friday. My wife had I told you I had the prime rib, but my wife had a pork tenderloin. It was like this big. It's like she's got a fairly large portion still left. So we're just gonna finish off our leftovers for dinner. But I thought, man, that Chamberson I bought today will go perfect, perfect, perfect with that prime rib. It worked well with the pizza too. Of course, at the winery, I had the Norton. I had a glass of the Norton, which is the main reason I opened the Chamberson because I was already, well. So we did a sampler flight. So I tasted the Norton and the Chamberson, but it's different when you're having a whole glass, right? So I had a whole glass of the Norton there with the pizza. And it was perfect, but I really thought the Chamberson. Well, I really wanted to have the Chamberson later today with that prime rib. That's why I went ahead and opened it now or a little bit earlier and had a glass with the pizza. Chamberson is just incredibly insane. It's 2019. It's very good, very good. It's a little bit smoky. It was almost like a campfire, right? Described as a medium-bodied dry wine. The Holladay products. This is second product I've had from Holladay Distilling in Weston, Missouri. I have yet to be able to get to that distillery because it's about a 3.5 hour drive, so it's not crazy, but it's a bit longer, and I've been wanting to drive because it does hurt to sit a period of time. That knee is just so bad right now. Even that hour and a half drive today, we've been kind of shortening our drives. Anyway, I did want to focus on that whiskey for this video. However, I did pour another one because I felt like glasses that look like these should have an Irish whiskey in them. So I've got the Hyde Irish whiskey that I bought at Jugs Liquor in Joplin back around St. Patrick's Day. And I've still got a pretty good amount of the bottle left, about half anyway. So this is single malt Irish whiskey. This is sherry cask matured. So let me put that there. You can certainly notice a difference in color between the two, between the bourbon and the Irish. What's interesting about these glasses is they say muzzle and good luck, but there's clovers on the glass, so I'm really confused why they don't say slaunch. I think somebody didn't do their homework when they made the glasses. That's what I'm saying. But I really just love the looks of these glasses. I thought, man, those would be perfect. So I mostly did a whiskey video just so I could use the glass. That's the kind of glass geek that I am. Let me put that up for a second. I am going to pour a beer, though, real quick for you as kind of a palate cleanser. This one I picked up a little bit ago when I was invited out to Deep Sleep Brewing in Washington, Missouri. It's a 5% racemic red ale. Meant to be an Irish-style ale. There's the products there at Deep Sleep are just insanely good. I gotta tell you. I just pour a beer here in the middle of this video, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to have it poured sitting there until I was ready here. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel here, right? This is just meant to be a beautiful Irish-style ale. Malty up front, a little herbal in the finish. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen Hyde Irish whiskey. Well, here's the thing, Jeff. Here's the thing. I didn't see it in Springfield. In fact, even to this day, I looked at the liquor stores here in town, and I can't find it here in Springfield. I actually bought this in Joplin, and the only reason I can think of is so Springfield is a different market than Joplin. They're traded different. Joplin tends to get more. They're traded more for Kansas City than Springfield. So they're able to. So sometimes I like to go into Joplin because they're able to get some products that I can't get here in town. And I never heard of. I hadn't even heard of them before, to be honest with you. I bought two of their products, and the honest truth is that I wish I'd have bought more. They had 6 different products, and I wish I'd have bought one of each because the two that I bought are just so insanely good. I wish I'd have bought one across the board, but I didn't know how good it was, right? So, but it gives me something to look forward to. Yeah, I kept thinking, well, now that they're in Joplin, surely I'll be able to get them here. And I've looked at our big liquor stores in town, and they're not available here. The single malts were, in fact, all of them were single malts. They were all about 55 a bottle, so not cheap, but not insanely expensive either, especially for a single malt whiskey. I don't remember if they say an exact year on these, though. That might have been part of that too. But boy, they are so good. All right, just wanted a little bit of that beer. Now I'm going to focus on this whiskey. I needed to, so the Holladay was so distinct. I wanted to take I wanted to drink enough of that beer to, where I can put the focus on this particular whiskey. Because if I was doing this in the right order, I would have had this whiskey first. But since I hadn't had that one, I wanted to drink it first. The nose on this is just insane. A little bit of honey, a little bit of heather, very light oak. Drinks insanely smooth. Like most Irish whiskeys, it is the smooth, sweeter one, right? The smooth, sweeter one. So yeah, very smooth, a little bit sweet initially, cleaning up nice in the finish with a little bit of oak, a little vanilla, uh, 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 like a very fresh vanilla bean note running all the way through it. Like a vanilla cream, if you will. Uh, so just a hint of spice, though. Yeah, a little bit different animal from the bourbon. Just a slight hint of spice on this one. And to be honest, I'm feeling more. Usually, cinnamon is the dominant note that comes from a barrel, but here I'm getting more of an allspice like note than cinnamon, and they are very similar, but there is a difference. I almost feel like I'm getting just the slightest hint of like a fresh orange zest in there as well. Gosh, that's delicious, man. That's delicious, man. Anyway, man, that's good. I don't care who you are. Treated myself to a movie. I usually allow myself to buy one movie a week. And I've had this kind of ongoing battle with Voodoo that they're unaware of. So there's certain movies I want, but I'm only willing to pay certain prices for them. So it's just like this battle we're going back, although they don't know they're in the battle. So I in certain movies I want to say I'll pay X amount for this, X amount for that. But lately it's been just $4.99. I've only been buying the $4.99 movies, but I'm not buying just any movie. It has to be has to be one in my mind that I've wanted for our collection. But I did do something today that I don't typically do because it's Father's Day. I treated myself. So my wife and I haven't gone to the movies in a couple years, and the last movie we saw in the theaters was Fast Nine, and it's one of those things. Seamus loved that. Of course, the movies that were available, up until we lost it. But he loved that franchise. So my wife and I have kind of continued that. We go see those. Those are the only movies we will go out to see now. But I usually wait till they get down. They don't always have to get down to $4.99. Sometimes I wait till they get down to 19.99 or $9.99. But I did buy this one at the full price of 24.99 because it was Father's Day. I decided to treat myself, and I thought this would be the movie. If Seamus was here with us, I imagine that's what he would have done. He'd have bought Dad the movie, and we'd be sitting here watching the movie with our son. So that's what I did. So, anyways, this stuff is absolutely gorgeous. It is. It is. I know certain snobbish, pretentious whiskey drinkers, mostly Scotch drinkers, to be honest with you, hate the descriptor smooth. They hate the word smooth. But I mean, most distillers, most of their websites will add the word smooth in there. You hear it more about bourbon than anything else, to be honest with you. But I think the reason why Scotch drinkers hate it so much is that the word is often used to describe Irish whiskey as, again, the smooth, sweeter one. And of course, Scotch drinkers are very snobbish and they think they're better than everybody else when they just have an enormous stick up their ass. Anyways, I do prefer Irish. I do prefer single malt Irish to single malt Scotch. The biggest difference is peat. Although there are a few Irish whiskeys that are peated, most are not, and that's really the most distinct difference. But yes, for the most part, yeah. To simplify it, yeah, Irish whiskey is the smooth, sweeter one. So smoother than Scotch, a little sweeter than Scotch. In my opinion, a whole lot better than Scotch. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the matter. But yeah, but other than that, to put a finer point on it, yeah, I think sometimes that peat covers up other flavors and aromas, right? So here you don't have that peat getting in the way, so you are able to really taste a beautiful single malt in its purest form, and that's probably why I do prefer Irish whiskey, or a non-peated whiskey, I should say, because there are a couple. Well, actually, there's more now. There are a few peated Irish. But I do prefer the non-peated Irish. I must say. I must say, when Ed Grimley on you for no apparent reason. Anyways, I digress. Let me finish this up here. Ran this video just a tad longer than I expected to. Let me show you the deep sleep glass. Yes, it is a shaker pint, but it is has deep sleep on it, which is mainly why I used it. What cracks me up about the hate for these glasses is back in the day, yeah, when brew pubs first started popping up, this is what most brew pubs used, and a shaker pint, but that, I mean, it really is just a true pint glass. Well, Tom, beer needs a specific glass. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've got all kinds of glasses. Certain glasses, I will use a Belgian tulip or a snifter. But the truth is, your beer isn't losing anything using the glass like this. It just isn't. I mean, there may be certain styles that kind of look better than those other glasses, maybe even feel better. But the truth is, most beer styles, especially here in Irish Red, uh, this is fine. You're not going to lose anything on the nose. It's not going to change the flavor. It just isn't. Don't listen to those snobs. I tend to be really anti-pretentious, and sometimes a little, I get a little militant about it, I guess. Yeah, there are breweries that I won't go back to because they were just so overly pretentious. I don't care how good your beer is. If you're not friendly, if you're pretentious, I ain't going back because you don't need me. I'm clearly not your target demographic, especially now. And what I mean by that is now, as a 58-year-old man, yeah, you know, 20 years ago, and in my when I was in my mid 30s, yeah, I wasn't, as those brew pubs started popping up, we were the demographic, but now we're not for the most part. I mean, we have some great breweries in town here, but there are some I just don't go to because I'm clearly not their demographic, right? You walk in there and it's the 20 to 30 somethings, and I'm not that 20 to 30 something anymore. They're looking for what's hip and no, let me take that back. They're looking for what they think is hip and trendy. And I'm not hip and trendy. I want classic. I want classic beer styles done right. I'm not about those hip and trendy beer styles because I'm not a pretentious craft beer drunk. I'm a guy that enjoys the beer. So I love those. Anybody doing classic styles, that's where I'm going. Those other places, they don't need my money. I'm not their demographic. Me not going in there isn't hurting them one bit. They're doing great beer. I mean, everybody in town is doing great beer, but they're just not. It's just not beer for me, for the most part, anyway. I just haven't been getting out to enough places in general, to be honest with you. I've been trying to maintain a couple beer mugs for about the last 3 4 years, and I just it's getting every year it's harder and harder to maintain it. I mean, I had a mug at Tie and Timber last year and a mug at Springfield Brewing Company. I was only at Springfield Brewing Company maybe 9 10 times the whole year. I wasn't even out there once a month, and I really need to be out there at least once a month, right? And I was only at Tie and Timber 3 times last year. So yeah, so if you're talking about the Bloody Butcher, Doug, we're talking about the Bloody Butcher. It's about 50 a bottle, I believe. But I don't know that their distribution is much out of Missouri. So if you'd like a bottle of that, send me a message. and I'll figure out a way to get one out to you because you're not going to find it in your neck of the woods. I guarantee you. Maybe we can work out a trade. You can send me something from your neck of the woods because I know you got whiskey I can't get, and we'll just kind of trade a bottle back and forth. Hypothetically, because I wouldn't say over the airwaves that I'm breaking the law by sending alcohol via mail. Anyways, yeah, you shouldn't have said that out loud, Tom. Uh, no, it runs about, I think about 50, 55 maybe, I think is what I paid for it. But it's really good. But I've got a good friend in town, and he bought a bottle, and he wasn't crazy about it. And we talked about the flavors. I was talking to him last night. We were talking about the flavors and aromas, uh, and he was trying to come up with a word, and he couldn't quite get it. And I said, well, to me, it was very. All I could come up with at the time was very dense, almost dank-like. And he says that's the word. So for him, he wasn't crazy about that, but I think that's what I liked about it. So. I think it's a whiskey you're either going to love or not. For me, I thought it was brilliant, but I love those single grain corn whiskeys, right? Or maybe single variety might be a better way to put that. Uh, Watch it, Doug. I hope you. Hey, happy Father's Day to you. I know you're a father. One of a handful of social media friends that we met in person several years ago. A handful of years ago now, I guess it's been. Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Doug has sent me some great stuff in the past. He certainly sent me some beer, but other than that, he sent me uh, some various chorizo varieties that were just insane, incredibly good. Hell, I like trading food as much as I like trading other things. anyways, the Racemic Red Ale from Deep Sleep Brewing. Let me rehash this. I've been running around this video a lot longer than I intended. So Holladay, soft red wheat, bottled in bond, Weston, Missouri. This stuff is absolutely insane. It is incredible. An Irish single malt, a Hyde Irish single malt. This is a sherry cask matured, and this stuff is just brilliant. Wow. And then, last but certainly not least, Deep Sleep Brewing out of Washington, Missouri. Doug, I know this is a brewery you can't get out there. They have very limited distribution at the moment, but they're absolutely outstanding. They're only a production brewery. They don't have a tap room. I got invited out there about a month ago or so for a private tasting and tour, and it was just the time of my life, man. It was incredible. So, anyways, Racemic Red Ale. Again, they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It is very true to style. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, man. Uh, I'm also Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific drinker, purveyor of wisdom. All around good guy. Launch you. Cheese whiz and bacon. That was good. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.